Everyone, gather round. We're here. It's time to go and see the show. It's FSI, don't you know? And we're gonna be on a new kick, a new fad, if you will.
A drug.
We're gonna be doing some normal old podcasts, and we're gonna be doing some Dungeons and Dragons related podcasts, and our good old Dice Casters is gonna be kind of revamped to be more podcasty, long form style of show.
More streamlined.
Yeah, more effectual. And we're also partnering up with the BrainTrust Network. They're going to be giving us a platform, so we're really excited to see what that relationship, how that'll pan out. Better than most people's relationships, I hope. But in the meantime, this is the FSI podcast, and I am Blake, and I am joined by
Robby
and James.
And we're just going to talk about whatever. And right before we started, we were talking about ASMR, just ASMRs and the little mouse noises some people like. Because Robby was saying that he was trying to find something.
Yeah, I'm having trouble sleeping. And so I was like, I'll just go on YouTube. And I typed in, sleep music, and the first thing that popped up was, sleep triggers. And then, 10,000 videos popped up of ASMR. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's like stepping into a fetish you didn't know existed on Pornhub.
Right?
That sounds like it sounds like they're saying, the secret agent code that's going to, trigger you to go on an attack, but it, makes you sleep instead.
But, yeah, I've watched so many ones. And most of them are really hot girls doing this. Mm-hmm. And then other ones are just, dudes who just look kind of weird.
It's so, there's no middle ground. There's no hot dudes whispering at me.
No.
I know that, beard scratching is supposed to be one, isn't it?
Beard scratching? I didn't see any of that, but I saw a lot of, hair scratching.
Have you found...
A lot of times they get, the hairbrush and they just, put it on the mic, and I'm just like, this isn't helping.
Have you found any that have helped at all?
Not really. There was one where one girl was reading poetry, and I thought that was pretty good.
It's a weird thing to describe, but, legitimately, if you'll know it when you feel it, if it's working or not.
Wait, you actually watch this?
That's what I'm about to explain to you.
Oh, God.
There are some that work for me, and it feels like, I don't know if you know this, but whenever the nurses would come in and check you for lice, and they're kind of giving you a slight head massage at the same time, and it makes your whole body tingle.
Yes, unfortunately I know what that is.
That's what it'll do. Just listening to people do stuff.
They didn't really give me a tingle though when they searched my head.
When your pants start getting tight.
Well, okay, don't have to bring that up,
right? We don't need to hear that, James.
It's just that tingle. If you listen
talk about these feelings that you're searching for.
It's that feeling when you hear a good music and you start getting goosebumps or something like that.
Okay.
But I listen to some ASMRs and it does work, but I have to look up unintentional ASMR.
Unintentional?
Which is things that were not explicitly made to be ASMRs, but it still kind of hits those same triggers. It doesn't work for me when there's somebody sitting in the middle of a camera just staring at you and going, I'm here to cut your fucking head off.
Yeah, right. It's psychopathic vibe. I feel like it's either just a really awkward vibe or it's slightly sexual vibe.
Just go with the waves crashing.
Waves crashing?
Wave crashing.
Wave crashing.
Oh God, are you actually looking up?
I am currently on my computer and I'm going to look up and show them the one I look at most often, and it really helps out.
Oh no. This is gonna be weird.
Sorry, this is weird. It's
wine pour?
Yes, this is the main... Okay, so as we're doing commentary over this, there is a very handsome, maybe Asian man. I can't tell. He's either very young or very old.
Nah, he's an older Asian guy.
Dude, watch when he puts his head up, though. When he looks up, he looks like he turns into a 20-year-old. But he is an expert at pouring this wine to invisible people. And they also did not turn off the air conditioner, but they seem to have about 600 mics, because you can hear everything this person is doing.
I wonder if this is his side gig after work.
Oh, wow. He's very professional.
Yes. It's a combination of how, smoothly he knows exactly where his hands are going to go. Look at that. He didn't even think about where the fuck he was putting his hands, and he folds up this napkin like a goddamn pro. And like, and that
He's been a waiter for far too long.
Nothing
then,
more
like,
fun with the commentary
how-
than the actual
and
video.
then how perfectly like these sounds are.
And he's not like your fucking standard waiter neither. This is like he's dressed up in a suit. He's pouring wine into. What the fuck is that?
It's
A wine vial that you keep by your thing?
yeah, it's a what's that, a cask? Is that what they call that?
Cask? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't get wine.
He's
I
pouring-
usually just get
pouring
booze.
blood into it.
He's pouring a wine. He's
For
pouring
a
a bottle of
ritual.
wine into another bottle with wine in it now.
Very smoothly.
Okay.
Of course, he's got the classy like hand gesture with it, like the thing in the middle between his two fingers.
And then now he gets to fucking jack some of your wine because he wants to make sure it's not poisoned. Now watch it. He turns into a 20-year-old when he does this. Look at that! He fucking de-aged just to drink some wine.
He aged just to drink some wine.
And now he's like, okay, I'm going to make sure that I don't get any of my fucking disgusting face on you.
I like how he has his own glass.
Some of the blood sacrifice.
And he does that so that you can taste it. He's, yes, oh, you like that, Invisible Man? And then he pours the rest of it for this person.
Flush.
He does the good thing where he brings it up to the top. He lets it breathe. That's what you're supposed to do with alcohol. Yes, I'm an alcoholic.
And that's it. That, like, I know it probably didn't help any of you, but there's a literal tingle going up my spine right now.
I got nothing from it.
That's literally what you watch to fall asleep right now.
I watch that. There's another one where he does champagne, and it's just as good. He goes faster because he's like doing it all like that. But there's all kinds of this stuff. There's one where he does shoe polishing. That doesn't really help me. This one, there's a coffee drip. It's tremendous.
Tremendous.
Because you hear it going through the grinds and everything.
You do realize I make ink for a living, and to me, like, hearing liquid pour up just sounds like I'm back at work.
Reminds me of someone going to the toilet.
But see, the issue that you're having is that, you're also, you have that, and it's like, that's hurting your, it's triggering you back. Have you ever gone to a barber and just felt super relaxed? What if that guy had magic? You can go to a cosmic barber, and he will use energy to fucking bless your entire soul.
I've heard the things where they use the scissors. Some
Is this supposed to be
really do nothing.
ASMR too?
This is ASMR. This is the first thing that I did for ASMR. Watch this shit. This guy is magic. I want you to relax while that shit's happening.
Good boy.
That's my favorite.
Dude, this guy's just getting like water drenched. She's like, might as well take a shower.
Mm-hmm. He's getting your hair nice and wet so you can get it. See, it's happening right now. I can feel it like right here. If you can't, I'm pointing at my like jawline, like going back behind my ear. All right, here's where he goes. He's getting the energy, and he's throwing the energy into his head. He's pulling energy out of the skin. He's
Raining
I would
heaven
just
down
laugh
on
at
your
this.
head.
It looks like we're watching one of those like really culty, like, the power of Christ compels you, where they just like rub the guy's forehead a lot.
I'm just saying, I can feel the energy from over here. And he's like, look at me. Oh,
This
he's
is like
getting that.
when you kick down the door in D&D and you see this. What do you do?
Turn around, walk away.
Wait in line, because this looks amazing. So he does this for about 10 minutes, and let's see.
I just love
Oh,
this.
God.
Super relaxing.
How's
Yeah,
that?
no, right?
How's that honking relaxing?
All right, so he does that for about 10 minutes. He rubs rubs this lotion, and he does it so fast and so fluidly. He's making him rub his hands really fast, and then he throws the energy away, all the bad energy. Look at that motherfucker. There's no more relaxed human being on the planet now than that person. Just saying, he's magic.
Just saying he's magic.
He's cosmic, actually.
He's the cosmic barber. So yeah,
Cosmic
Baba Sen. What does that do?
Babson.
So that's ASMR, and that totally works
God.
for me. You gotta find out what works for you. Also, what helps is a really good set of
Yeah, and that's another
5.1
thing. Like,
headphones.
I always like roll over on my side, so like I feel like my earbuds like going into my fucking ears. So I'm just like, oh god.
I just have some Bluetooth like headphones, like the cup ones,
Oh.
and like I'll just because I can't go to sleep to it, but it'll help me relax enough to fall asleep.
I think you have to like really believe in it to have it help you.
Not even that much, because I was watching.
I got nothing.
The main thing
I got nothing.
The main thing I watched was Rooster Teeth. Their first documentary was about ASMR and how they, Bernie and Gavin, watched that guy's video, and they help him. They helps them fall asleep, so they go to India to go get that massage.
Oh God!
And the whole time the documentary is talking about ASMR, like I was like whatever until they go, and then they show the entire massage during the documentary, and then I got triggered from it. I was like, whoa, this shit is real. Some people it might just not work on. Some people you just got to figure out what your trigger is, because I didn't think. Because, when there's, guys that are just like, oh, I'm the Joker and I'm going to stab you. It's like, no, that's not going to help. Shit? That's a thing.
I always see the one with just girls just, tapping stuff or pouring up water, which does not help me at all.
Does not help.
No.
But, then I'll watch a 55-year-old man whittle a fucking clog, and it'll be like, oh.
I watched one with a super hot girl, and she ended up pulling out. She's like, "This is my pet cockroach," and she's like some weird, super hot German lady, and she lets it crawl up on her face. And I'm like,
no.
"What the fuck am I watching?"
That's gonna trigger you in a different way.
Yeah, I know.
Trigger
disgusted.
Trigger my hatred for fucking
It was
roaches.
just weird, just because she was really sexy, 10 out of 10 sexy.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
There's no. You can't be throwing around the word 10.
Oh no! I threw out the word 10. I'm just saying that girl used to be a supermodel.
She used to be a supermodel before she got a fucking cockroach.
Yeah, then that happened.
Carla Gina was her name or something like that. Anyways, it was really weird. I don't. Just imagine a cockroach crawling all over your face.
No, what's
Yes.
that?
Just picture her boyfriend walking in. Is like, "What's that on your face?" And then
Just laughing.
Wham!
Smacks a cockroach into her face so hard she became the cockroach lady.
Cockroach lady.
The cockroach lady.
I'm just saying, once you hit, even if you are a 10, once you hit, I have a cockroach crawling on my face, that at least knocks you down to a 9.
At least
knocks you down to a 9.
Yeah, it's kind of like a barrier.
I really hope I ruin all your ASMR videos now, where you go in, you're like, I like in pictures the cockroach crawling on my face.
Nah, I'm just gonna keep. Ooh, keep tickling me. I'm just gonna
God.
keep watching the ones where ooh, this is okay. In the new series of Samurai Jack, there is an entire section where it is it's cutting back from him making tea to somebody else having a big action fight. In this section of him having tea is it is literally ASMR.
Oh no!
Because it has ambient sounds. It has the of things getting picked up. That'll trigger me too. It's weird. I don't know what to tell you. They tried to explain it on the documentary, but even doctors even if we tried to study this, it's so random and uncontrollable that any results we got would just be nonsense.
Yeah, too subjective.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just hearing a video of nature and animals running around in it, it's calming.
Rain.
An emotional effect to it, but I never get anything physical from it. If you use the metal thing that wraps around your head as you push down.
That is the perfect way to describe what it feels like.
Yeah, I can that feels cool. If you ever done that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like a.
Google it.
Yeah,
I'm showing him a picture.
It's hard to explain that.
Try to describe it while I bring up a picture of Robby.
Why is headlights the first thing that pops up? Head massager?
Yeah, it's
oh god, those things? I thought that was a cooking thing.
I think it.
No, that's a whisk.
It
looks like a whisk.
It really does look like a whisk.
I think it does actually have some purpose besides that. It's meant for something else. But
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. The picture I see is somebody putting it on their head.
That's what. I don't know.
I own one. Or no.
I have
Do you really?
own one.
Yes, it is. Oh.
Because I get
so
that
weird.
one because you feel it all over your head
Mm-hmm.
and if you. I don't know if you ever had anyone take their nails and scratch down on your head repeatedly.
Yeah, that's nice.
But you'll feel that.
That's nice.
Why'd you stop?
I didn't know what you were saying. Yeah, that's nice too. For those who couldn't see, I slowly started massaging Robby's head in a manner similar to what a head massager would do. And he just goes, yeah, that's nice. In the most mild way possible.
I didn't know how to feel about it. I was like, should I be worried that I'm enjoying having a med rub on my head?
No, gay sex doesn't make you gay. So
You gotta preserve your masculinity and say thank you at the same time.
You're fucking toxic masculinity. You can't even let a man touch you on the noodle.
What the-
Not that noodle. The head noodle. The one
The one above the pants.
Oh, wow. I'm pretty sure we just went from ASMR to homophobia in 2 seconds.
That's on you. I mean, I'm good.
Blake's getting enough of a sensation from the actual video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God,
he's covered.
I'm good. I'm loose now. You know what the weirdest one that got me was, and I didn't even realize it until I got home.
Are you like a specialist in this? Like, have you seen a lot of these?
A lot. Have I seen a lot of it? Yes. Have I seen a tenth of what like people on like Reddit and like blogs like that have seen? No. It is like if I'm like having like a rough day and I want to go to bed, I'll like just look up unintentional ASMR and do that. But one that was really weird that like triggered me and I didn't realize it was doing it until like I like kind of reflected on it was when I was on my honeymoon and we were going to Harry Potter World and stuff. Mm-hmm. We went and saw 2 wand pairing ceremonies.
Wand pairing?
Yeah, like you saw like in Harry Potter where like the dude kind of does things like he's like there are 3, we have 3 kinds of wands here, and like there's phoenix tail feathers, the heartstrings of a dragon, or unicorn hair, and then like he's trying to get Harry to try out different wands to see which one's the right fit. Mm-hmm. Well, they do that for kids at Harry Potter World. So like they have like they'll have like 20 or so people like cram into this room, and then they'll pick one of the kids, and it does like this little show where the kid like they go oh I fucking watched so many of these videos, I could like literally recite the whole thing, but I'm not gonna do that. Basically the dude's like on the wand keeper, he picks a kid, and then like the guy like acts like he knows like, oh, this has like this like he does like some swishing and flicking. He's like, oh, this has a dragon heart string core and it's made of oak and it's slightly bendy, and he like hands it to the kid and he's like points at some books. He says, I want you to levitate one of those down to me. So just swish and flick that one and say Wingardium Leviosa, and like the kid will get to do it. And then like there's like probably like a camera or something like someone triggering stuff, but then like the whole bookcase will fall over and the guy will go, oh shit, he pulls out his own one and then say like Reparo, and then the books fix themselves. So it makes the kids feel like they're like a wizard and stuff. While I'm watching that, I'm like getting like tingles all over my body, and I don't know why. This is actually starting to deviate into some kind of really weird thing.
Yeah, it really is.
But regardless,
you want to be a wizard? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, that would have been.
I'll be a wizard. I'll take that up.
But it's so cool because like this guy has like this whole routine down. He fucking moves his hands right, and it's in like a room that's literally soundproof. So all you can hear is this guy's voice. It's fucking cool.
And it just echoes it really loud.
Yeah, and then it triggers the shit out of my ASMR, I guess.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh boy.
You should just look up videos of like someone making a cut on a paper with a whatever that guillotine thing is. I can't remember the name of it.
The paper cutters, whatever they are.
Yeah, it's like.
Is that your trigger?
No, I'm just saying like if you're talking about library, like that might be a good paper sound.
Maybe.
For all you paper fans. For Dunder Mifflin.
Keep going, please. Let's just
try to say Dunder Mifflin.
Paper company.
Dunder Mifflin.
Sorry, I'm laughing and coming up with an idea at the same time.
Yes, great idea.
System overloaded.
So,
I don't know what to say after that.
Okay, so what we can say after that is, this is kind of us rebooting, trying to get back on course with podcasting and stuff. And when we were kind of like sitting down to figure out what we wanted to do, Jesus, yes, would you like to share something with the rest of the class?
You're still laughing.
It's just like that. You're not supposed to laugh. Like, it's just, that's it. Like, just because I'm not supposed to laugh is why I'm laughing.
You're killing me, bro.
So when we were, trying to figure out what we wanted to do from here on, we were, like, saying, like, is there any other podcast we want to add to it? Because we're doing our just usual podcast on a more consistent basis. We're turning Dicecasters into a more podcast-friendly style of format. And then they were like, well, is there any other ones I wanted to do? And I was like, well, an idea I had was the idea for a podcast called Kicking and Screaming, which would be kind of a wrestling style podcast where my idea was once a month I show them like a wrestling thing, and then they can just rip it to shreds and say how much it sucks, or maybe it helps them like it. And then the other part of that would be us watching like wrestling related stuff, like fucking the Air Bud wrestling thing where the fucking guy beats the shit out of a dog, basically.
What?
Yeah, there's a thing called WrestleMania. It's the same thing as Air Bud. It's made by the same people. It's in the same Air Bud universe.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where like it's a sport and a dog's playing the sport. It's like dog that's a wrestler. and like they gotta like, and the dog wrestles people. Like that's the entire joke of the movie. The dog wrestles. So like, I would show
weird.
So I would show that, like we would watch that, and then we would just fucking shit on it or whatever we want to do.
Yeah, I would probably shit on it. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the point, is that we shit on things. When I bring up this, like, hey, we could do a podcast where I like wrestling and I try to like defend wrestling, and then you guys just shit on wrestling. I might as well have asked, like, hey guys, we should all get Hitler mustaches. It'll be great. With the amount of disgust that came back my way.
We were just like, no, man.
No,
I don't need to be watching any of that.
As much as I love being forced to do things I hate.
I just imagine it'd be probably really funny for like half an hour, and then after that it would just get old.
It all depends on your ability to shit on things or your ability to enjoy shitting on things.
It's quite a bit, actually. I do that a lot.
Not in water.
I'm going to put you in a room and have cockroaches crawl all over you. I want you to tell me about that experience after you're done.
I bet I could talk for an hour about that.
Yeah,
but you have to be in the box for 30 minutes.
Oh, God.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
Well, I mean,
maybe if like I had stuff taped on my dick and my asshole taped up and like my mouth, like every hole I have just taped up to where they couldn't like get up in me, I'd be fine.
Man,
if I was
that's more thought out than I had.
I would have just jumped in.
Blake would have just jumped in and had an awful time.
My full idiot ass would have had fucking cockroach full of it.
Well, yeah, because they'll like get in there and they don't. I don't think they can crawl backwards. Like I've heard of people like getting cockroaches stuck up in their ears.
You'd have to shake Blake until it all came out.
Fucking take tweezers and like pull cockroaches out of your ears. A friend of mine growing up actually got a cockroach in his ear, and he had to go to the hospital. And I guess it was just he was just running around screaming around the house like there was something wrong with my ear. What do I do?
Throw it up. 3 people who are listening just exited.
Just exited.
I'm gonna fucking exit my fucking lunch from my mouth.
All over the mic.
Fucking. I hate ear stuff. I had to go to the doctor's once because my ear wax is really wet naturally. So if I try to use a Q-tip, it just packs it down and doesn't actually come out.
Yeah.
So I basically was acting like an old-timey soldier with a musket and just packing down this cannonball of earwax into my ear. And I couldn't hear anymore. So I had to go to the doctor, and they were like, "Oh, well, yeah, this one ear's fine." And he goes over the other one. He goes, "Whoa, it's full of shit." I'm like, "Thanks, doc. God. I couldn't hear out of it. I knew that part."
It's coming right at me.
So he gets this big water syringe, like it looked like a Nerf syringe because it's so big, and he just shoves it in my ear and starts firing water into it, try to bust it up. And he's like, "Oh, that's not working." So then he gets an iron hook and just scrapes me fucking raw. It was the worst experience of my life.
That sounds really dirty.
He did you raw.
He did you raw in the ear.
So the name of this podcast is going to be, This Could Be Dirty.
This could be dirty.
Question mark.
This could be sexual, maybe.
Yes, maybe.
These?
Yeah, but when I had my ear infection, because I actually called you about that, it was like, what the fuck happened to you in your ear? Because I was getting the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in there, and they just gave me anti-inflammatory steroids. So I was on steroids for like a week.
Did you get jacked?
No, I just felt really hyper. It was like taking a double espresso every morning.
I don't drink coffee, so I wouldn't know.
Is
it like watching an ASMR video?
No, not at all. It's the complete opposite, in fact.
A double shot of ASMR.
I'm so used to coffee and caffeine. Like I wake up feeling half dead and half alive, and the coffee just makes me feel normal.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like hyper from it.
You guys gotta live yourself.
Shaves off the death.
Gotta live drug free. Can't have vices like that.
God damn it! I need my caffeine.
Don't you still drink soda?
Hey, why are we talking about me all of a
sudden?
That's
got caffeine in it, man.
Yeah, but I
could be a hypocrite.
I don't have to drink it to function in the morning. I have to drink it so that my throat doesn't feel funny.
I'll die if I don't have coffee.
That's the same thing.
Well,
I completely recognize that I'm dependent.
Oh yes, I need my caffeine.
Yeah, without caffeine, I'll be dead.
You and your monster habit.
Yeah, it's bad.
I drink a Monster a day.
Yeah, I'm like every other day.
That's probably why
now.
you're fucking squirting diarrhea out. It's because your fucking colon lining is getting disintegrated.
Probably. And I mean, I do drink a lot on the weekends, so like my liver is destroyed.
Be drug free. It's the way to be.
Just like the elite. You had a buttoned up shirt.
Is that
to
for
just rip open.
wrestling?
Yeah, it is.
I'm wearing a Golden Elite shirt for those of you who know what that is.
Nope.
It's amazing.
We don't watch wrestling.
Okay,
so my D&D merch.
Robby has a plain black t-shirt on, like he's a character in a sitcom that doesn't want to have any specific thing on his t-shirt.
Hey!
But I'm also rocking that with my plain gray hat.
As I say with a plaid jacket.
He legitimately looks like somebody's uncle on a TV show. Like, oh, look, it's Uncle Robby. And he comes in, he's like, hey, I know things.
Ha
Like all the audience clapping. Audience laughter.
Your mom was a hoe back in high school.
Now I'm just thinking, how can we make a sitcom where it's just Uncle Robby and it's like he's the main character, but he's only in half of it.
Right, I just show up, I have a one-liner.
He has the one-liner, and then everybody goes, guys, I think we should really talk. Do we need to like have an intervention for Uncle Robby? All he ever does is show up slightly high with a lot of alcohol in his breath, and then like insult us and tell us stories about how our mom fucking sucked.
I just see him as Quagmire from Family Guy.
Why are you giving him so much credit?
Thank you.
That's how I see Robby.
Thank you.
If you watch the show Marin, that's how I see him.
What?
He's really angry and seems like he has a point until everybody tells him how he does not have a good point right now.
That sounds like the worst premise of a show. Why would I watch this?
Oh, it's great. He's like, a guy's being a shithead to him on Twitter, and like he decides, oh, I'm gonna find where this guy lives, and then go confront him in person. Everyone's like, that's a fucking terrible idea. So he finally finds this guy, and he's playing D&D, and like they're just like, he gets there, he's like, aha, now I see you in person, so now you're not gonna be so shitty to me, are you? And the guy goes, no, you're still a loser. You went online and found where I lived. Just come talk to me, you fucking weirdo.
Yep.
That's what Robby's like.
I would never do that. I'm too lazy for that. No, instead I'll just start a podcast of drunk souls. Just see what
drunk souls.
You keep saying that.
I keep saying that, but at the same time, I'm getting ready to start working mandatory overtime, so I'm probably working on Saturdays and Sundays.
Oh, that's gay.
Yeah.
You should relax after you get off of those works by drinking and playing a video game while screaming at it.
Try Dark Souls ASMR.
Dark Souls ASMR.
It's just equipping and unequipping armor. And
it's just him going, all right, so this is Anne Orlando, and god damn it, I got backstabbed.
No,
it's
the loading.
Hacker.
It's the loading screen to the Fire Shrine.
Oh no!
Where I can't replicate that noise, but there's like a certain noise. I know
what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
If you can't make the noise, don't bring it up.
Yeah.
Well, god damn it.
No, that's supposed to say make the noise.
I'm just picturing like the scene from Anne Orlando in the very first one where you're going up and there's the two archers shooting arrows at you, and you got to go up this narrow little bridge and they just like pick you off.
Or passing through like the fog door.
It's like, damn it, I died again. I died. I don't know if I can handle this.
The death sound.
Oh.
See, I haven't played Dark Souls, so this is like if I was like, so guys, you really need to find out the story of the Golden Lovers in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's so amazing. It took 10 years to tell this story.
Why?
Wait, why did it take so long to tell the story, or why do you want to know about it?
Yeah, why do I want to know about?
Because it's
lovers in a wrestling show.
Oh, I mean, it is a little gay. But that's because they kiss and stuff. But that's
Isn't
besides
that every
the point.
wrestling match.
I watched a wrestling match yesterday where a dude was mid backflip and got kicked in the face. It was amazing.
That can be a low tap depending on who you're talking to.
Really, wrestling is just some form of BDSM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blake, I think I found your new sexual calling in life.
See, I don't know why you think it's gay. I'm just showing you a guy in a Speedo grappling with a man in a leather mask.
Yeah.
And another Speedo.
But not really. Wink. I'm not really hitting this man. Wink.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm gonna like go to your house one day and just be like, oh, Blake, I got some stuff for you. Walk in, you're wearing like a leather mask, and Hannah's got a whip.
Just in a leotard.
She's in a leotard.
No, I don't like getting hit. That makes me sad.
Makes me sad.
Have you ever gotten hit? It's awful.
I've had my back scratched like a motherfucker. Like to the point where I was bleeding.
Oh, okay, it's different.
It's different.
That sounds sexual.
It was sexual. It was more like, God damn it, woman! Like, hold my back.
Okay, well, now you got. What's the story behind you getting scratched on the back so hard you bled? Was it doing sex?
Yeah.
Oh, well, and that's the story.
And that's the story. Yeah,
I don't know if
want to
you're
go
asking
into
if
that.
we've ever been physically hit in our lives, or if you're talking about something
I've been hit,
sexual.
but I've been in a fight, but I don't have to go over there.
I remember we had like our like play fighting, if you can call it.
Oh, where we
Shane's
wrestled all the time
backyard.
when we were younger?
Oh, when we were wrestling in his yard?
No,
We did that in
there's,
my
like,
yard, and we did it at Nathan's house.
There's one time, I don't know if you were there, but we was at Shane's, and we just like punched each other basically. I don't know, I can't remember if we were serious or not. Probably not, but like, anyway, like I remember like most like the people like I was fighting against would like stop, not because like I was good or anything, but because they were hitting all my bony parts and it's hurting their hand to like punch me because like everywhere is a bony spot. So I was just a minefield for them to punch at.
I just remember the time where we were wrestling down in Nathan's basement, and you and Nathan were wrestling, and something happened, and somebody threw, I want to say you threw Nathan against the wall, and you put like a whole dent of his back in the wall. I just remember being like, oh shit, we fucked this house up.
I remember when we were wrestling, and it was on his bed, and then we both tumbled off and landed directly on the tops of our head.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. I just remember that specific part of it. It was just part of rolling around, and it was like, well, here we go.
Yep.
Or when we were wrestling in your backyard, and then I think that was also Nathan again, German suplexed me directly onto the top of my head.
Yeah, and he like hit you in the throat while he did it, and you were just like sitting there going, ugh.
Yep. And then we go, all right, Nathan wins. We were like,
Yep.
good job.
Yep. We were like, all right, let's get Blake some water. I think we're done.
That's when your dad was like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, we're just finishing up. Don't worry.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're done.
Bye.
It still wasn't as funny as the time where we threw axe can in the fire.
Oh.
And it was just like, boom.
Made a big fireball.
It made a gigantic fireball, and then my dad just runs out there being like, who the fuck did that? I just immediately went, fuck, Dad.
It wasn't me. It was all
Not
of us. We're all culpable.
Yeah.
Take
And
you all
somehow
down.
it went over our house
went
and
over
landed in the front
front
yard.
yard.
We were in the backyard. So that was pretty crazy.
That was amazing.
Like, how that didn't, like, just go into the house, I don't know.
We're lucky. We're so lucky
Yeah, we are.
that we didn't destroy something with a can of Axe.
Yeah.
Or like it impaled any of you.
Yeah.
We were hidden.
Not really.
Not really.
We started walking towards it because it wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, then it just went boom.
Oh, shit.
It still wasn't as, like, had a big of a boom as when we made sparkler bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And then we made two of them, I remember. We used one with, like, a little bit of tape that was bigger. Mm-hmm. And then we made a smaller one that had a shitload of tape on it. And the smaller one, when we lit it, we were, like, a quarter mile away from the house. And I lit it, I started running, and it finally goes boom. And, like, I just remember a video on Isaac's phone of, like, me getting hurled in the air. Being like, sure, like, explosion style from, like, a movie or something. And just landing on my face. And later, when we went back to the house, my dad was just like, what the fuck were y'all doing? I felt that shake from the house. We were, like, a quarter mile away.
Yeah, they're pretty decent.
Yeah.
Sparkler bombs are the best. No, that's still not as impressive as the time someone farted on you and you threw your phone at him. Naomi Campbell.
What's Naomi Campbell?
She's a bitch that threw a phone at somebody. That's all.
Oh, yeah, because that was, like, when Nathan just, like, ran up and farted on me or something, and I just was like, fuck you!
And you hurled a fucking $300 piece of technology at him.
No, that was when phones were cheaper than that.
That's when phone plans made them cheaper, but they were still expensive pieces of things.
Yeah. But I just remember I fucking put a huge dent in my wall.
Yeah, you did.
Once again, we made dents in walls. That's a common theme around our childhood.
There was a time where we were playing at my aunt's house when she just moved in, and we were like running and bouncing onto like not medicine balls, like, you know, yoga balls, those giant ones that bounce around. Mm-hmm. I bounced off one of those, went sideways through the air, and went like shoulder first through a wall.
I remember when we went mattress surfing at Eric's.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Oh god,
I remember, like, I think me and Blake were, like, the test dummies.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember, like, gripping onto the front of the mattress as the truck's pulling us through the, like, these huge, tall weeds. Like, my fingers were, like, smacking against, like, the weeds as we're driving.
Weren't your fingers, like, bleeding at the end of that?
They're definitely red. I don't know if they're bleeding or not, but, like, they were beat up.
I think I remember it bleeding. Because then I was like, because I went right after you guys, and I just remember being like, okay, I'm not going to do that.
And then we're just like, let's just do the 4-wheeler instead in the mode area.
This was the same day that he had a rickety piece of wood with a rusty iron chain attached to a huge metal ball and was with spikes on it and was swinging around like, don't worry, I'm not going to hit you. I wasn't worried about you hitting me purposefully. I was worried about this piece of fucking trash shattering in your hands.
I was like lightly jogging and having
the worst part was I just remember I was sitting out back talking to Eric, and like next thing I know, I just see James chasing you across like this field, just being like
I was lightly jogging with this metal flail, and like I think the ball end, they weren't like pointy spikes, but they were like there's still spikes to it, but like it was flattened end.
Yeah.
But like I'm still like swinging it, jogging, ha 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 ha, and Blake's like, oh my god,
yes,
like,
you were definitely like pissing your
pants. I was legitimately terrified that he was swinging a fucking steel ball with spikes on it, and it looked like somebody made this in about 5 seconds on like Fallout, because it was literally a piece of garbage that he is swinging around, and it could any minute either swing and smash me in the fucking back of the head, or just swing sideways and cave my friend's face in. Either way, I'm going to be 10 feet away from it. Thank you very much.
And wasn't that like something that Eric's dad got from Vietnam or something?
If it was, it's possible.
It's entirely possible.
Probably had to kill a Vietnamese man. And then James is playing with it.
Yeah.
2 10-year-olds are terrified running around with it.
We did a lot of dumb shit when we were younger.
That's what being a youngster is.
Yep.
It's doing silly things.
Moral of the story, guys. Being young, you're just naturally dumb.
Yeah, get all your dumb stuff done out of the way.
That way when you're an adult, you're just like, I'm not doing that shit no more.
Well, the cool thing about aging is that you realize that everyone's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Including your teachers, your parents, police officers, the president. Everyone's a fucking idiot.
Yep.
So then you're like, oh.
Like, who? Do you remember our gym coach?
Or which one? We had a lot of those.
God,
we were
middle school one. I want to say.
To have a couple.
Sure.
Anyways, it turns out I found out from Alex's dad, because he used to go to the bar with him because they were in the same grade. He used to go to bars just to get in fights. He'd show up, do like 3 shots in a row, and then just like run up and punch somebody in the face. And this is the same principal or gym teacher we had that would like allow us to have Fight Club in the back as long as he was watching.
What?
Yeah, I did remember there was a lot of fights happening.
Yeah, but like as long as they were sanctioned by it was cool.
Oh, that's right. I remember this now.
Yeah, and that was in middle school.
In like the that was in the locker room, and
yeah,
I think it was either or like or something. We probably shouldn't actually been saying people's names. We probably actually shouldn't be doing that.
I don't know if that counts as defamation.
What? Okay.
It doesn't matter.
That's gonna be
too late for that.
Those
now.
are gonna be censor bars. Let's start that story over again. There's coaches there was Coach and Coach possibly letting children fight in the back of a locker room.
As long as it was sanctioned. Like I remember it was no blows to the face. It was only body shots, no nut shots. You could grapple, but as long as you weren't like beating somebody against a fucking wall. Like it was very
no fish hooks.
Wrestling. And if like I remember that's why we probably didn't have any bullying at our schools, because if you guys had an issue or beef, you went to Nelson and or you went to whoever.
No physical bullying anyway.
Yeah, no physical.
It's all emotional.
Yeah. They just allowed each other to beat the shit out of each other for a minute.
There's a lot, like nowadays, it's like since there's a lot more like people going, oh yeah, I guess that kind of is bullying now, isn't it? Maybe I was kind of a bad person, like doing nothing but making fun of a kid that we always sat with and we always knew. We'll call him Schmadmunchmunry.
Man, I always feel really bad when I see him at work.
Yeah, because like I was so mean to him.
I know. That's why I'm like, hey, how you doing? You have a nice day? You wanna like I always try to cheer him up or something. Like, it got to the point to where every time I saw him, he's like, "Oh, hey, it's Robby. How you doing?"
There's the one person who made like a hit list on the people in the school.
Oh god! And right after they discovered that he had a hit list, I got partnered with him in science class, and so like I literally did all the work. I was like, "You don't have to worry about anything. We're gonna get an A on this project. Don't worry about it." I was the nicest motherfucker ever.
You want a Hershey's bar?
Yeah, you want a Hershey's bar? Let me buy you some food or some candy.
That way, if anything goes tits up and the school starts going under lockdown, he kicks in the door and he goes, "Thanks for that A," and then he walks out.
Thanks for the candy.
Whew. Dodged a bullet on that one, literally.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Tragedy. That's
Tragedy.
the best comedy, isn't it, guys? Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Wow. I don't know where to bring that one.
So speaking of schools, me and James have been really getting into My Hero Academia.
Oh
Yeah, a
no.
little
Here we
bit.
go.
Robbie has to keep.
I'm gonna be out the loop on this whole
It's
thing.
been I think like 2 weeks since I've watched some episodes, so like I might be a little behind you. but-
I won't say anything into like past past United States of Smash. We'll just keep it there.
Yeah, we've been talking like at length about like how My Hero Academia characters compare to like D&D alignments and stuff like that, and I can kind of use it as like an example to map that out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, were you about to say something?
No, I was going on out with that. It's like this thing is there. I've been watching a lot of people like kind of break down the show in certain ways, and like how they kind of like say like, here's how they structure a story around one person that's All Might, and like he's like the symbol of peace, and everyone's moralities are in some way influenced by him. Like the villains directly say, "Fuck that guy! I'm going to stand for everything he doesn't stand for." And the main character is like, "Oh, that guy's awesome. I want to do exactly what he does." Or the guy Stain is like, "That guy's awesome. I want to do exactly what he does, except murder anybody else who's trying to steal his spotlight." Like, it's all really cool shit like that.
Yeah, I think it does a good job of giving everyone their own like spotlight in a non-forced way.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
It's all very you watch like shows like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. I don't know when it's fucking anime you watched.
Ghost in the Shell.
That's a terrible example. that's not analogous to it, but I see what you're saying. Imagine if they just had like a thing where like, all right, well there is one, like there's an episode where they're like, we're just gonna fall around the Tachikoma for no reason.
Yeah.
Like that's like issues that shonen, which is the kind of genre of anime that My Hero is kind of playing off of. It's like for no reason we're gonna have an episode where this character is doing stuff. Like in Dragon Ball Z, they had an episode like, okay, this is when Tien has a really good fight. It's like, why? Well, we have in the script Tien fights here, as opposed to like actually having a narrative reason. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things where like we have like all the circumstances have led to where we get to see these character dynamics happen, as opposed to just being like,
Yeah, I mean,
This
like,
guy-
like
eh.
I don't know. It's like all usually meaningful. Like the guy who's like half ice and half fire powers. Like he can have an interesting backstory because those are hereditary, and he doesn't want to use one side because he has an abusive parent that's associated with it. But then there's like also a guy that has like a tail for his power.
yeah,
It's just a big fat tail. So they don't really focus much on him. Understandably
he
so,
has a
because
dumb power?
that's all he is. It's just a
Yeah.
guy with a tail.
they're,
He still interacts with people, and he still has he's still his own person, but they don't
yeah.
delve too much into his backstory, if that makes sense.
But there's one thing every person who has ever watched the show agrees on: fuck Mineta, the grape-haired boy.
The grape. Oh yeah.
Fuck that guy. It's so he is Quagmire, except nobody
So
likes
bad.
him. He is just awful. He is this tiny diaper baby.
Diaper baby?
He literally wears a steel diaper or something. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. And his power is that his hair is just 4 balls that he pops off, and one grows right back. And those balls stick to things, except for him, because he can bounce off them.
He's kind of just there for the guy
that makes
sneaking in on girls trope.
Yeah,
in anime.
He's the I want to look at the girl.
yeah,
In the bath.
That's just his
Yeah.
role.
Like they always seem to find a fucking sauna somewhere.
Boy, howdy, did they ever? That
Yeah.
happened in an episode, and he got kicked off a 70-story building. And it was funny when he hit the ground, but then like another kid was falling off the same thing, and they were like, "Oh no!" Like, they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
I just watched a dude cave his skull in. He's good.
Yeah, it's a good show.
What was the show that always happened? Oh yeah, Inuyasha.
Oh.
That happened like every other episode where they're like, oh, we find a random like fucking spa in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like
Hot
Inuyasha
spring.
was like too slow for me.
The problem with Inuyasha is it became, Naraku's over here. Let's spend 20 episodes going over there. Aha, we have found him. Oh, we punched him in the face. Oh no, he's left. Where's he at? He's back the other direction.
Yeah.
All right, let's spend 20
Like
episodes going over there.
Yeah.
To the point where they canceled the show, and like they had no result. The story didn't resolve, and they went, let's 5 more episodes and resolve the story. Yeah, we'll just make another series, and it's just the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the extra series.
And
of
then,
Samurai
but
Jack.
after they did that, they put out like a couple more movies.
Sure, I don't know. Maybe.
They did.
Yeah.
I watched them. I liked Inuyasha for the most part. It did have some like really bad filler episodes.
Yeah, but that's when we were starved. It's like we had that, Cowboy Bebop, and Ghost in the Shell on
love
repeat.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, we.
I don't know why everybody fucking hates it.
Do people hate it? I've never heard anyone that doesn't like it except for Ethan.
I never
Ethan
really
hates
gave
and
it-
That's all he ever does is bitch about it. But I'm like, you're space cowboys.
I never really gave it a chance, really. Like, I've seen a few random episodes, and I don't know. It didn't catch me.
It's just so awesome, and like he's obsessed with sci-fi. He should love the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be a space cowboy, and I'm really cool, and I smoke cigarettes, and I'm the best bounty hunter out there. Fucking awesome.
There's an episode where they're tripping on mushrooms. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They have the hacker girl that's like 12 years old, but she can hack into anything.
Did we ever find out what gender Ed is? Because he only ever refers to them as Ed.
I think it is a her.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen the series, but I'm pretty sure. I don't remember how the series ends. I don't remember if it ends.
Oh, it ends with Spike Spike dying because he got
Yeah, and he-
stabbed.
dies on the stairs or whatever.
Yeah. It's like bang.
But it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, such a good show.
It kind of reminds me of Death Note, how that should have ended earlier.
Yeah, because I was showing Hannah that, and I was
I
like,
haven't seen the series. I watched the movie.
oh.
And
Sorry, boy.
Everybody's like, the movie was awful. The movie was awful. I was like, you know what? I actually enjoyed it.
If you don't know this, well, that's the thing.
Yeah, I like the anime way better.
The anime has a great first half, and then it goes, oh shit, we want more money. Let's make more.
Let's just do the same thing, but slightly different.
And then for no reason have people figure out things they shouldn't be able to figure out.
Yeah, like there's a meme on there, like when you copy someone else's homework, but you have to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a good show. But just talking about people, like characters dying, like the character probably, like if that's the route that they had to take, but then I think it should have happened earlier.
For what? Oh, you talking about My Hero?
No, for when Light dies.
Yeah, that was weird. Spoiler.
Sorry.
I would say I would give you this recommendation. Go watch Death Note. Come back to us when you've watched the first half, and you'll know what the first half is because you'll go, that is where that half ends. There is no doubt that is where that half ends. And then come back to us, you'll go, that was a great show. And then we'll go, all right, watch the second half. And you'll finish off the series, and you'll go, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, bravo.
Man.
Maybe. I enjoyed the movie just because of the fact that, I don't know, it seemed more playful with it. The fact that he gets
It's actually less playful. Well, it's not less playful. It's a lot more high school drama-y than the show, which is a show that goes, all right, so this guy's gonna do this. So I need to think about him doing that. Like the whole last section where like it's explaining how he figured, like how he got the notebook back to him and how like he planned for that. That is the entire show.
Okay.
So if you just imagine that one really good part at the very end, that is the entire show. Except for the last half of the show, which is them doing that and then going, but I knew you would do that. So I already planned for that. It's like, how did you know?
Yeah.
I just guessed, I guess.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Mello and fucking whatever the other guy. N.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good show. It's very tactician-y.
I have a feeling I'd watch it and just be like, eh.
Yeah, that's fine. Fair enough.
Eh. That's why, honestly, I got out of Dragon Ball Z because they didn't like. Oh, and I know if we decide to put this on the internet, then everybody's gonna flip out of me saying this. But they didn't really progress to a new storyline until the movies came out, or until Dragon Ball Super, because most of it is bad guy shows up, Goku gets his ass kicked, Goku goes and trains, comes back, kicks his ass, day is saved.
You know what? You're actually describing Bleach is the problem. You're saying what Bleach is. What Dragon Ball Z is a guy shows up. Goku is already plenty strong enough to defeat this threat. He decides not to. Almost blows up the world. Then he wins. That's what Dragon Ball Z is.
Yeah. We should just, like, go through a bunch of separate D&D campaigns and just make our preferred endings to all of these animes. give some closure out there.
Like I'm saying, a Dragon Ball Z like campaign where everybody's like some form of monk would be really cool.
Yeah, you'd have to probably homebrew some class stuff that would make everyone different enough.
I don't even think so. Like we could just do like a monk whatever. Like the one dude's like I'm a monk ninja or something, or the other dude's like I'm a monk sorcerer, so I can fly and I can do all this crazy stuff.
I can fucking fly.
Speaking of them not progressing stories right in Dragon Ball Z, I saw a really funny meme that was bringing up the fact that in Dragon Ball, whenever Tien shows up for the first time, back to that guy, Master Roshi is like, yeah, I can't hang with you people anymore. Like, you're all too much, you all have surpassed me. And now
he's just chilling.
And now we're in Dragon Ball Super, where he is fighting literally the strongest people across multiple galaxies, and he's holding his own. Like, excuse me.
Yeah.
You already told me that this is not what's supposed to happen.
And if you watch Dragon Ball and then you go to start to watch Dragon Ball Z, like, you can totally tell that they were setting up to, like, Goku to die and have Gohan be the new protagonist.
Yep. And then I
think that's
Gohan just doesn't exist.
Kind of how it should have been.
Yeah, because then they could tell more stories of how somebody, like, grows up in a world where every fucking universe-ending threat is showing up, seeming on a constant basis.
But then, like, that was about the same time that it became popular in America, when they released DBZ early on, like in the 90s.
I don't know. They were already in GT before 2000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they were, but I'm saying it got popular in the 90s when we were, like, really little.
Maybe.
They could have just went with, like, the Avatar route and do, like, the anti-Saiyan movement or something like that.
Oh, God.
Did you watch Legend of Korra?
I've watched, like, probably, like, the first season worth.
It's a very fluctuatingly, like, quality of show.
Yeah.
Like, the first season's pretty good. Second season's fine. Third season's great. Fourth season's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the very first Avatar, so I was like, I'm not gonna watch Legend of Korra. And then everybody tells me like Legend of Korra is so much better.
It's different.
The first one is better in my opinion. So if you didn't like that one, I don't know if you'd like the second one.
Yeah. They're different. Like you could like Legend of Korra. The main thing is that Legend of Korra is more adult. Like
yeah, and I'd probably like that more because that was kind of the reason I didn't like the first one was because Aang just seemed like the prototypical. Well, I'm just a kid, and I'm just.
Yeah, Korra's a bit different than that.
And they do play into that though in Avatar. To be fair, because in the first season it's all fun and games. By the end of the first season, he kind of realized that maybe that needs to grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
By the end of the second season, the fact that he has not done that is specifically what gets him fucked. And then the third season's pretty adult.
Okay.
Like there's the entire time he doesn't shave his head because he's undercover. And like all this, it's great stuff. There's like,
I think it's like realistic to his like character growth. You know, like he's like this monk, like from this village who like is completely lighthearted and for the most part. Yeah, they're
because they also do a good thing where whatever your element is kind of also like the way you behave as a person. So if you're a stone element or a earth bender, you're very stone and determined and like. What's that word? A stubborn person, like a rock. Yeah. Whereas Aang is, he's a kind of a floaty. He's kind of like, whatever, dude, I'll go with it. Yeah. I gotta kind of go with this because he's an air bender originally. And then like, if you're a water bender, you're kind of like you're always pushing forward. You gotta figure out this, gotta figure out that. Firebenders, they're kind of similar to firebender or to waterbenders, except they're assholes. 90% of them.
Man,
They're like the whole reason for the conflict.
Yeah. Then the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah,
they spoiled it right in the first episode. Yeah, but then Legend of Korra, you find out Aang was a shitty dad.
why does that not surprise me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot what he did.
He didn't do anything.
He just
that was
wasn't
the
there,
issue.
right?
Yeah. He was too busy being the Avatar to be a dad.
Yeah.
And everyone had to, all his kids had to live up to the fact that their dad was the Avatar. And they're like, we can't.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought the anti-bender thing was neat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just because I can kind of see how people really specialized in new age equipment could kind of have somewhat of a footing on them. The chi thing, the chi points, is debatable.
Well, I mean, if that's how it works in the universe, because they set that up in the original Avatar too. One of the Azula's girls could do that.
Yeah.
So you just expand that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm not really into the whole child playfulness type of anime. I do like more serious stuff, and that's why I think I did like Ghost in the Shell so much.
Yeah.
Was because it was set in a very adult world, a war was just waged on. And I mean, there's different types of mythologies to it because they redid the series 3 different fucking times, which I do have a problem with. But I just love the world setting, and I loved everything that was going on. It was very cybernetic, very futuristic. So I just enjoyed that.
You might
Another reason I enjoyed Cowboy Bebop.
You might like Death Note. It just kind of depends.
Death Note's pretty gritty. One thing that I've been showing Sean a little bit, it's an anime called Parasite. I think it's pretty cool. It's very gory and lots of violence.
Ooh.
And it's pretty heavy.
There was a show that I watched one episode of, and I was like, I already get this. I don't want to watch a single second more. And that was Tokyo Ghoul.
I like that, actually.
I'm a zombie, but I don't want to be a zombie, so I'll just be a zombie when it's convenient for me.
It's a little edgelord, but I did like it.
Just seeing any image of the main character in his zombie outfit or whatever the fuck that is, with the zipper mask and his fucking one red eye, and he has white hair. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty edgelord.
You might as well be fucking have the fucking picture of the angel with black wings and a scythe. Oh God. I can almost cut myself on your fucking edge. So
don't eat people, kids.
Don't eat people. Don't eat people. Watch out for if you're saying something that might sound sexual. Watch Ghost in the Shell. Watch My Hero Academia, and watch Avatar, and watch ASMR, and then
help you sleep.
You can skip the last one.
And then
it only works for Blake, apparently.
It's me and half of Reddit.
Yeah, half of Reddit.
Did you get anything from that?
And then after you're done doing all of that, you can come back and you can join us next time.